Come tale vo, people. I know no one's watching this right now, but this is a quickie. Actually, all you got to do is listen.
Accomplishments of this administration. And as you point out about the transparency, it's also important to remember, and I know you remember this because we talk about it all the time, there has been extraordinary transparency from this government, from the Trump administration. And you can point to things like the border, which I think is the single greatest accomplishment, kept promise of any candidate who has ever run for public office. It is extraordinary what Trump has done at the border, and that's what he ran his campaign on. Another thing that he ran the campaign on was tariffs. And he promised that he was going to rewire the way the economy works in hopes of it being a better place for people who work, a better place for young people, working class people. I hate the word working class, but working people who don't make as much money and want to get a purchase into the American dream. And his payoff for the month of June, the federal government ran a massive $27 billion surplus.
What? A surplus?
For the month of June, which is an extraordinary thing. The fact that we're running a surplus at all. And when you look back and think about all the poo-pooing that the media did, and all of the economic experts who said this would never happen and Trump was going to destroy the economy, they are all been proved wrong by this one man, Donald Trump.
I mean, look at these headlines, CNBC. By the way, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, these are all the money experts.
What's up?
Going to raise much less money than the White House projects. Donald, and this, by the way, reminds me of the situation of the border, where he was told by, all the experts and all the consultants, you're going to lose the Hispanic vote if you want to close the border. If you talk about, deporting people. That's not true. It turns out Hispanics believe in rule of law.
And that you could never close the border.
And that was the other thing. He said, yes, you can if you put your mind to it. He knew that because he kind of was already getting there. In 2020, we had, before he left office, we had the first time, we had the safest border we had ever seen. But now we're down to like zero, like nobody's crossing the border. But look at these headlines of all the naysayers saying that Donald Trump's idea of tariffs would destroy the economy, would not result in anything.
That was then, and this is now, right?
So on April 1, CNBC says tariffs will likely raise much less money than the White House projects, economists say. On Friday, CNBC, Treasury posts unexpected surplus in June as tariffs.
Nickel stacking and all these other anti-Trumpers who want to pretend to be American citizens and love America, we're all saying tariffs will raise prices. They'll cause hyperinflation. You're gonna be committing suicide, and life is gonna end. And I kept telling people, everyone's a fool. Our whole entire lifetimes, we have been slaves to a tariff system. That's why we've lost our car industry, why we lost our steel industry, why we're losing all our industries. And people kept begging, no, that's not the right reason. We need not to tariff others equally and fairly. We need to keep allowing them to screw us over. Thank God. If you guys had voted for me for president, same thing would happen, because I would have tariffed the hell out of all these places that have been screwing us for 80 years.
Tariff Reuters on April 4th. Trump tariff now is so fears of trade wars and a $2,300 iPhone. Thursday last week, customs duties top $100 billion for the first time in a fiscal year.
His economy is
incredible. And again, they predicted, Kevin, trade wars that we would be, the pariah of the economic world, that nobody would want to work with us, that we'd lose. It's not true.
Not true.
No one wants to work with America because we're putting taxes and tariffs on them. Hold on. Wait a second. They're all bowing the knee saying, okay, we're sorry we screwed you for 80 years. Yes, we'll work with you. Only 2 or 3 countries aren't. And if you look at Argentina, I did a show last night. Check it out. See what happens. It's like the precursor to what's going to happen in America. And the success rate is awesome down there. And it's going to be 10 times more awesome here in America. It's going to be beautiful. The golden age is very, very close to coming. If you're positioned properly, you will be wealthy.
True, and not only not true, it goes back to what Scott Bessent, I think, told you. I was watching one of the shows, and he said, I don't follow what the media and the so-called experts say. I follow the trends in the market. He knew what he was doing. He has proven it over and over and over. And you know what, Howard Lutnick and the president's brain trust really has collectively decided we are going to do things differently. It worked back, as you said, from 2016 to 2020, save for the COVID pandemic, which, of course, is a black swan event. They were certainly moving things in the right direction. And they, again, believe that if you follow this track, now, if we can only somehow get the mentioned 6 months in. Imagine what will be like, say, 6 months from now.
Oh my God, can you only imagine? This has just started. Trump is still the evil Satan that's looking to sell our children to Iran and give weapons to terrorists and become a neo-Nazi, if you want to believe the imperialist English-controlled Democratic Party and news outlets that are controlled by them here in America. Another videos I've been putting out on the destruction of imperialistic control over our financings, which started in 1913 and created the Federal Reserve and, oh, by the way, income tax. So anytime a president's talking about tariffs, well, before 1913, the Federal Reserve was created by the imperialistic English, and we were forced into slavery and being forced to pay an income tax so that we would quit taxing and tariffing the poor little baby English, and they could start stealing from us for 112 years. And they've done that for 112 years. What's happening now is the breaking of the back of that imperialistic control. I've done a couple of videos on it. It's beautiful.
I put this out there. If we can get the rates down and they keep moving in this direction, 2026 will be the greatest economic year for this country ever. And I can make that confidently make that prediction because we've seen this play out before. And there's a reason that it works. Add all that plus the surplus and the tariffs, I think great days are ahead. Just got to keep it rolling.
More tariffs coming. He's saying to Mexico, for example, in August.
Do you know that America fought 2 wars and successfully ran our country for over 150 years without any income tax? We did not have income tax until 1913 when the Federal Reserve was brought in. So if you're going to get rid of income tax, that means, hold on, here's a key indicator I want people to think about. When Trump talks about getting rid of income tax, that is another way. It's like saying we're going to create, it's going to be weaponized. Hold on, let's use the word, we're going to make a drug called gain of function instead of weaponized. Well, when Trump says we're going to get rid of income tax, what he means is we're getting rid of the Federal Reserve because the two are the same. Without an income tax, an IRS income tax system, there is no Federal Reserve. There is no fiat dollar system. Put all this stuff together, people.
We're going to impose tariffs there. What's he going to do with all this money? Does it go right into the deficit reduction? Will he use it, for example? I know that the big beautiful bill got, I think, $12 billion towards the air traffic control system. The New York, but they need $30 billion. So will another 15 or 16 billion go towards that? Can they get that money from there?
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys heard me saying this. I've said it several times. I said in 2026 we will have 0 inflation, and I'm standing by that. And we're going to have a surplus for the first time in 50 years in an American budget. The next year's budget, we're going to have almost $1 trillion surplus. So this 37 trillion, quazillion, billion lifetime long debt that we have, don't believe them stupid idiots, because it's not even that big in reality. They're feeding you false numbers. Our debt is 37 trillion. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, does that include the 10 trillion that we're owed by other countries? Or can we just pretend they don't owe us 10 trillion and stick with our $37 trillion deficit, and it's not to be offset by anything? That's why we were given a credit rating to get that big a deficit, because we only have that big a deficit because we have 2 times that amount of money to pay it off, and people owe us quite a bit more than that. But hey, let's not get to any of the facts. Let's go with the fear mongering, right?
Aaron, what happens with this? That's an interesting question, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of it does go towards debt relief, but it also goes into the general fund.
Was it?
And the thing that I think is so important to remember is that for decades, conservatives have pined for a consumption type tax.
Yeah.
Some way of not punishing people who work, whether you're a blue collar worker, a white collar worker. If you are producing something, the government should not punish you for producing, for working. And that's what's so corrupt about the way federal taxes works. It punishes people for working. And Donald Trump, through innovative thinking, only person to come along, no help from anyone else, and say, you know what, we're going to try to do it this way. And by raising money through tariffs, it becomes a consumption tax as opposed to a tax that punishes people for working. Donald Trump loves people who work, and he wants people who work to be rewarded, and God bless him for it.
And that goes back to the border again, which is why it's so important. You close the border, you limit the amount of people that come in seeking low-skilled jobs, and suddenly that labor shortage means the wages for the working class rise.
Wow,
again,
holy cow,
this is Donald Trump sticking up for the working class and sticking up for those who are working the hardest in our country. And again, this is about putting a businessman in the White House. And so is it any surprise that we have these results?
Exactly. I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our...
I'm David Kill Me. What? Don't kill me, David. Stop sharing. Okay, I'm going to give you all the ugly look of Neil's mug here. Oh, no. Unlike some people, I'm not going to show you my crotch and tell you lies because I don't know any better and keep feeding them to you. I'm going to give you facts. And as much as they hurt you, your feelings to believe, I give facts. And as far as Jeffrey Epstein Trump being in the Jeffrey Epstein styles, it's a bunch of bullshit and lies. And I can tell you that because, hey, how many times did they try to impeach him, murder him, and assassinate him over the past 8 years? I'll let you think about that. Okay, after all of that trouble, now all of a sudden he's in the Epstein list? Wow, really? So you try all this stuff to get rid of the guy, and you knew he was in the Epstein list, and you knew you had facts that he was, and you didn't use it till now, when it's most useless for you, where you have no other ammo to throw at him? If he was in the Epstein list, would that not have been more beneficial when they were impeaching him? They could have had him kicked out of presidency like they did Nixon, if it was true. Think, people, come on. That or just watch me and believe what the fuck I say. Because if you think he's on that list, you've got to be crazy. It's documented. He helped the state of Florida over 10 years ago start putting Epstein in jail. What? It's a documented fact that Donald J. Trump in Mar-a-Lago hooked up with the Federal Bureau of Investigations to help investigate the pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. And it's all documented in public records. Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. But hey, let's not go with facts. TV said he's in it. Let's go ahead and believe them again. Why? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, guys? Come on, let's get real. My chat room is being censored. What are you talking about, bro? Oh, this is straight from YouTube. So if it's being censored, it's by YouTube itself. I have not seen or gotten any indication that anyone has been on my end of the computer. Anyone's been timed out or blocked or messages has been halted. So if you find that someone is censoring this chat room, it is Google or YouTube. It's not the moderators or me, because I would see it on my chat, and I do not see that. But anyhow, I just wanted to bring the facts to you people that I always do, even though they're not believed at the time. I always bring the facts, and eventually they get proven to be facts. This is a validation, facts that I've told you before, and that's all this was about. True that, deplorable. You always have to be civil. They, especially now with all the censorship, even though the truth is coming out, it's very important to watch your wording. And Jeffro, you got that right. XLM, baby. That's part of the IS. Oh, hold on. Let me get down here and chat. ISO 222 is XLM XRP algo H bar. Those are the ones I know of. The iOS 222 is XLM, XLP, algo, and H bar. There are some others in there. I'm not aware of all of them. Those are the bigger ones that I do know about. ZBCN. You got that right, brother. Kevin the Weed Man. ZBCN. It is not part of ISO 222, but hey, what's up, Mike? It is going to be a credit system for the digital economy. It has a credit card. It's already signed up with not Visa, MasterCard. MasterCard signed on with ZBCN. China, Japan, several countries have signed on, meaning you'll be able to use ZBCN credit card, a digital credit card, a physical card. It'll be a real card, but it's for digital assets and from my understanding, and Gerald Draper can correct me, I believe it's also going to have your other assets can be on that card as well. It's it's a new thing, combination. You have your digital assets, your banking assets, and your stock assets all on this card, and along with more things. It's really cool. But yeah, ZBEC is going to be, in my opinion, a digital credit card company that's going to be one of the top leaders of the digital credit system. Not credit system, the digital money system for a credit money system. It's all going to be different, folks. And I am not smoking. I'm exhaling. Oh, there's a new podcast coming out. Dude next door I told you about. He's a music guy. His music crowd, it's a pretty big crowd because he does world tours, so it's a pretty big crowd. He wants to do build on the XRP ledger. Yeah, Jay. He wants to do a podcast where him and I just talk, smoke pot, talk shit. And he's got followers than I got. And he said that he actually wants to promote my channel. And that's why he wants to do this podcast with me smoking pot, talking shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. As long as you provide the pot. No, I'm providing the pot. I don't trust other people's weed. I grow my own, baby. I trust my weed, no chemicals. Matter of fact. Let me see if I can disconnect you folks and take you there to see it. I'm going to move the whole computer since I got it not on StreamYard. Let's see here. Unplug, move. All right. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, hang with me, folks. Hang with me here. We're taking a walk outside. It's not a camera. I'm walking with my laptop. That's where I'm streaming from. So that way, first off, you can see my kitty cat. I don't know if you can see her. Let's see. Yeah, that's Angel right there. That's the mother to Harley and Gandalf, my two inside kitties. And ouch, I wanted to show you my freaking watermelons, dude. Kevin the Weed Man, you see that? This son of a bitch. It was here yesterday. Now it's out here. And it runs all the way, looking like 15, 16 foot. All this damn watermelon. All the way to over here. I gotta watch. I should drop my glasses. Sorry, drop my glasses. I gotta watch my step now. Oh. Whatever's happening. Sorry, guys. But anyhow, here's the rest of the garden. Nice big tomato plants. Do a little outside. Get a better yeah, there we go. Better scenery for you. How y'all like that? It's harder to see the chat out here. No, that was Gandalf's mom, Angel. Then right now, I've got, this is my moth master. Not Gandalf. That's a Grayman right here. He's one of my outside kitty cats. I don't know, can you see him? He chases off all the moths from my beautiful, oh no, hold on, wait. My beautiful tomato plant's down here. This is a tomato plant. That's not a tomato plant. It's a California tomato plant. I'm probably going to get censored and get strike for doing this, but it's an outside live YouTube. Look at the beauty. Look at that Canis lilies. See how the Canis, man, it's so hard to see on this small screen. Okay, wherever. The Canis lilies, somewhere around at the bottom there, there's yellow ones. They're taking off like crazy. Then my fig tree. Oh, and here's a cool thing. I'm actually crazy enough. Let's see if I can get you guys to see this. Yeah, this grapefruit tree right here is cut in half up and down from the stalk, from the base of it, the stump right here. If you go up, this half is grapefruit tree, and I took off that half. So it's a half of a grapefruit tree. I had too much time on my hands. Little artistic statement with fucking agriculture, I guess. Sorry, it's real hard to see. I have a cable plugs into my big screen, makes the chat a lot bigger. Yeah, tomatoes are good, Jay. Yeah, very nice edge. Beautiful plants. I love it. It's all about growing the soil. It's not actually about growing your plants. Anything will grow good in this yard, or in any yard if you grow the soil. And actually, I could probably, where are you at? You're not gonna be able to see them. I had mushrooms growing. Let's see if I can get it to you here without knocking it off. I had mushrooms coming up here, right here, and right over there. And anytime you have mushrooms coming up in your yard, you know you've got a microfungi network going on in your soil. And if you have a microfungi network going on in your soil, that means symbiotic plants can hook up to it and they share resources, and you get beautiful crops because of it. I have not used any fertilizer. All I do is water. And you can see the benefits of microfungi network in the soil. I know people that do the same type gardening that don't have plants as good, that use chemicals. Not one chemical is used on this. What's up, Macker? Sorry I didn't see you come in. I'm going to go back inside where I can hook up with my big screen TV. But I just wanted to show you guys the fucking watermelon. Can you see all the blooms on these? This is one watermelon right here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Oh my God. This one watermelon has like 30 freaking blooms on it. It's radical. Sorry I lost you. I'm stepping over my watermelon. And there's the rest of my backyard. Yes, I need to mow. But I'm a lazy bastard. And this is my experiments right here. This side of the yard. I have these two right here along with Canis lilies. I have these two. Hold on here. These two little babies right here. If you can see them. Don't know if you can or not. They are the style I'm growing with them is a light deprivation style, little scientific experiment, because they're in between the houses. They only get like an hour and a half of light a day of direct sunlight, and they're still growing. But the chemical composition of the plant and the flower itself is going to change because it's light deprivation. It goes through a different chemical composition when budding or flowering, and it produces a better smoke, a better product, a better flower, a more potent, pungent flower. And let me plug back in here. There we go. There we go. Now I can see you guys again. Let's see the ones I missed. Great farmer, very good. Jay will put Neil to work. Howdy, Knackers. Knackers. Gerald. See, on this one, I can't highlight the chat because I'm on YouTube. I'm not streaming through StreamYard. Black Watch, how's it going? Man, those watermelons, dude, one plant, and I've got like 40 freaking blooms on one plant. I got 5 plants out there. I'm gonna have, if you guys want to come by, pick up some watermelon. Yeah. Actually, Black Watch, I'm doing real shitty, but I turned it around and make it good. I had HIPAA law violated against me by my union, and I lost the job because of it. I need that job. I need money. But, I'm going to be happy anyhow. Life happens, blah, 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 whatever. Drive on. No one gives a fuck. So, we drive on and we just do our thing and deal with. I personally deal with my personal issues. I don't fucking throw them out there for everyone. They're personal. That's not what my show is about. That's not what I fucking put out. It is nice to know that you guys care enough to know that my life sucks ass right now, but I'm not going to display that because I don't want you guys to suffer through it. I'm not here to bring bad times. I'm here to bring solid information that you can make some money off of. If you do your own research, it's not financial advice, but I like bringing you information, and I'll show you what I'm doing to show you that I know what the hell I'm doing. But I'm not going to bring my woes into your life. That's bullshit. I don't do that. They're mine. I'll deal with them. Free my watermelons, Black Watch. Hey, my watermelons will be free if you come and get them, bro. He said I got like 40 fucking flowers on one of my watermelons, and there's going to be more. So I don't know, in like 6 weeks or so, I'll have crap loads. Of course, XLM's doing well. You can ask Kevin the Weed Man, who's here in the chat. Here's a pick for me. I told Kevin the Weed Man. He's also a moderator for the Economic Ninja, as am I, and as is Pete the Sasquatch, another one of my moderators on the show. I told him about XLM, and he purchased some because he trusts my judgment after he did his own research. And then like a month later, the Economic Ninja started talking about it. So I was even ahead of the Economic Ninja. I also told him about ZBCM. That's why he put it in the chat earlier. And Ninja talks about that one as well. And I also told him to pick up some Algo because Algo still has to run. It hasn't done its thing yet. You can check Deplorable. Look into the Gershwin Institute. There is holistic and nutritional medicines that can restore kidney functions. Make Neil release this watermelon list. Hey, I'm totally transparent. I gave you a video of it. All the videos of the watermelon list have been published. You saw the flowers, every one of them. No, seriously, Deplorable. There is nutritional medicine technique, foods that you can eat that will restore and revitalize. Actually, I believe, don't quote me on this, do your own research, 3-day fast with no food will reset your immune system, and that might help. None of this is doctor advice, financial advice, or medical advice. I have been into holistic medicine for 35 years. I had someone else break 2 of my ribs and puncture my lung as an iron worker. And I went to work the next day without any pills, any prescriptions, or medications from doctors and hospitals. I've been in holistic medicine for over 35 years. I've had a back pain that started where I couldn't lift up 5 pounds without crying, and I went back to doing iron work. I did not go to doctors. I do holistic and natural medicine. I'm not saying I know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying do some research. You might find I know what I'm talking about. And you're going to live a longer life, deplorable hog. First thing you got to understand is America doesn't have anything to help you with your medical needs. That does not include a pharmaceutical company making a lot of money off you. Last I checked, that's not how our health works. So if you look to other countries, which if you find out elitist rich people do, I have a buddy that lives right down the road. His dog had cancer. He's Mexican. He immigrated over legally. He actually hates the illegals and wants them out, which is cool, whatever. It's on him. But he took his dog who had cancer to Mexico, and that dog had surgery. That dog's alive to this day. I didn't have the money to go to Mexico. My dogs had cancer. My dogs are dead. Just saying. So don't give up just because America says they don't have anything for you. The first thing you're going to hear from American Health Association if you're dying is, oh, sorry, we can't do anything, but we can take all your money and give you some pills to make you feel better. Yeah, fuck that shit. Go to another country, bro. Find out what medicine's really about. We've all been fucking told this bullshit lie. America's got the best healthcare in the world. No, we don't. No, we do not. We have the most advanced teaching tools. And you and me are what they learn off of. That's not medicine. It's called experimental human beings, making you a number, not a man. You are Kilroy. You are not a number. Go down to Mexico. Talk to their doctors at the Gershwin Institute. You'll find out they're American. And it was illegal for them to practice medicine here in America because they actually have proven, factual evidence, proven to cure stage 4 cancer in 4 different people. All the way back in 1945, when it was made illegal to practice the Gershwin Institute's medicine in America. So they had to move to Mexico. Most of us weren't born then, so if you don't do your research on medical shit, you won't know that. And you'll believe that America's the only place that can help you. Yeah, fuck that. That's why fucking, what's his name? He did Sir William Wallace, the actor, not Harrison Ford, the other guy, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson therapy because it's illegal here in America. It worked. He tells a story on Joe Rogan about it. Cured his father. Went to Mexico to get stem cell therapy because it's illegal here in America. There you go. Try stem cell therapy. If you got a little bit of money, go to Mexico, get stem cell therapy. What it does is it attacks inflation in your body, and it actually regenerates damage, like in your kidneys, heart, lungs, liver, gut, intestines. All I can say is don't believe anything you hear from America when it comes to medicine, at least not for another 10 years. Here's why. Under the Obama, okay, first off, the Falkland Islands, it has a school of medicine. Falkland Islands, if you remember, the English and Argentina had a war over it in America through some fucking airborne dudes down there. But they have a college of medicine. It's called the Falkland School of Medicine. They supposedly produce doctors. Never before had they had the qualifying credentials at that school to measure up to be called a doctor in America. Until Obama. Obama downgraded what we call a doctor to the point where everyone who graduated from Falkland School of Medicine could be a doctor, but they had to sign up to be Obamacare doctors. So now, since then, we have tens of thousands of unqualified doctors because they lowered the standard of doctors to get them in, and they had to sell and work for Obamacare only. Doesn't that sound like a fucking mousetrap set up for you with your tax dollar? It is. What's up, Mary? Bingo, Hulk. Now we're talking. I wish I could highlight statements, but this is YouTube. But yeah, stay positive, bro. There's a lot of good shit out there, and bad shit's just. What's up, pseudoscience? Bad shit is it was manufactured, and the manufacturing's going away. There's a technological revolution. I've been saying this too. There's a technological revolution fixing to hit. As soon as the imperialist money control leaves us, more shit's going to come in here. It's going to be freaking awesome. And oh man, it's going to be so freaking awesome. There's going to be so many cool things happening. You should actually be working just like Gerald is in the crypto markets. He is working to produce products for the new digital economy because he sees it coming. It's coming. And as far as someone made a statement about Civil War, actually, those Civil Wars started the year that Congress held back. Weird. From 1836 to 1862, Congress allowed banks to create their own dollar system to compete so that they would compete for the American consumer. In 1960 or 1861 is when the Civil War started and the Confederacy broke apart. So in 1862 is when the Confederacy started creating their own dollar bills, which is when the Congress changed up, allowing banks to create their own bills. So historically, the two things match up, which is cool. I just put that together. Thank you for bringing up those dates to me for the Civil War. And that's when we changed our money system away from the money system we're fixing to enter back into right now, but in a digital format because Congress already approved and made it legal for financial institutions to create stable coins to be backed one by one with the dollar, to be used as currency in America, to repeat the 1836 to 1862 economy where the Congress allowed banks to create money. In both time periods, they were not backed by gold. It was only gold. America's only had a true 100% gold-backed standard, I believe, from like 1887 to 1933. We were on a 100% gold-back system. From 1933 to 1971, we were on a quasi gold-backed system where foreign entities could take the dollar and trade it in for gold, but American citizens could not. So from 1933 till now, America has not seen a gold standard. We've only had one gold standard in American economic history, and it was for 50 years. Just throwing some facts out there people want to mislead you on. And the nickel, same thing happens to everyone. You go woke, you go broke. Isn't that the saying? He's still woke, broke. So he's broke. He's YouTube broke. People don't want to hear lies anymore. There's the show I just started this. The reason why I named this show Poor Nickle is because Fox News was putting out everything that Nickle was saying wasn't true. They were announcing the national TV. Basically, what they said, if you watch Nickle's show, is, hey, everything Nickle said is wrong, guys. Just like Neil told Nickle before he left him because he was too woke and couldn't wake up to the future. And he's going to get left behind because of it. Because he sees what they want you to see. I see what's actually happening. That's why I don't have that many. Hey, what's up, James? That's why I don't have that many followers. Because people tell the truth. You don't get a big following on YouTube. Unless you're selling their truth. It's quite possible it could be that time. A deplorable Hulk with your comment. And again, I can't highlight it because I'm on YouTube, not on StreamYard. He says, I believe the mark of the beast will be the next currency. And I believe that the Antichrist and AI will worship in the third temple located in Jerusalem? Quite possible. The problem with that is first they got to destroy the mosque, the Islamic mosque that's on the temple, where the new temple has to be built, for the Jews to rebuild the Jewish temple and then sacrifice the perfect red calf. That could take 100 years, 200 years, could take 5 minutes. You know, roll the dice, baby. I'm just going to stick doing what I'm doing and not try and guess the time and place of the creator's coming back. He'll come back when he wants to. It's none of my business. If I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. It's not a concern to me. My concern is to live this life, lead people to truth. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If the end times come, they come. If they don't, they don't. But it's not for me to waste time talking about it. If it's going to come, yes. When? He said we don't know. So why are we talking about it? The man himself said we will not know the time or the place. So why talk about it? We're not going to know. Why try and predict what God said you cannot predict? You know, it's a simple view that I have of it. So if I can't predict it, I'm not going to waste time thinking about it because it's obviously not relevant to what he put me down here for. I could sit here and say, oh, the end is coming, and walk around and say, oh, when he put me down here to be a scientist, then I failed God because I'm talking about the end times. But his purpose for me on this life wasn't to walk around and talk about the end times. It was to inform people about the truth so they could get financial advantage, so that maybe during the end times, good people will have money and be able to make radical changes. I don't know. I don't know his will, and I don't know his time, so I will not predict it. That's my belief. No one else needs to have my belief. The way I see stablecoins is a repeat of the 1836 to 1862 economy, where Congress allowed banks to create stablecoins, money, their own. It just wasn't digital back then because they didn't have that technology. The only difference is technology, and I don't think technology is the beast because, hey, you know what happened in the 40s? Icemen and milkmen, companies lost thousands of employees because of new technology called the refrigerator. Was that the Antichrist coming? I mean, seriously, we can't predict the time or the place, bro. Just go with what's going right now and stay good with God and right in the path with God as you see it to be. But trying to say, oh, well, this is going to be and this is going to be because God said I won't know, so I'm going to tell people it is. It's kind of questionable in my perspective. I think your time would be better spent doing good, doing your mission that God put you down here for. Now, if he put you down here to tell people what he said no one's going to know, then you're blessed. Do it. I'm not blessed like that. I'm blessed in knowing that he told me I wasn't going to know, so I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, I'll worry about it, but I'm not going to predict. I'm going to worry in the fact that I need to get myself right. If it is indeed the end times, I think I need to get myself right. And that is an inner looking thing. I need to break out the mirror and look inward, not outward at that point in time. If this is the end times, that's the way I would perceive the end times. If it is the end times, I'm sorry, I wouldn't worry about your soul. I will tell you stuff, but I'd be more concerned about my soul if it's the end times. And again, I would be more concerned about my mission that God put me down here for and completing it, because that would glorify him more, which would put me in good standings with him. So none of that has to do with me talking about the end times. You know, it has to do with me doing what I'm doing, what I was put here for. And that's why I don't talk about that stuff. You know, it's like a mute point in my perspective. Now we're at a repeat from, we're living 1935 right now, 1835. That's exactly what we're doing. You know, take away all the digital stuff. The laws that have just been changed financially state that banks will now be able to create their own money to compete for your business. It's 1836. Okay, now jump to 2025. Oh, Congress just created a law that financial institutions can create money to compete for your business. No difference. It's an evolution of life. You know, we don't want to keep living in caves for 50 billion trillion years, do we? You know, we want to get the wheel and be able to create fire. Hey, control lightning and make artwork from it. You know, let's advance before we kill ourselves off with revelations that we can't predict. according to the man himself. So I'll keep worrying about doing these incredible things like making lightning artwork and having scientists study lightning, because I will have figured out how to draw lightning to the same location consecutively over and over again, so that scientists for the first time in history will be able to set up a piece of equipment and do science on that. Because right now they can't find a lightning strike that consecutively hits the same spot. So we're not advanced for shit. We don't even know what lightning truly, the specifics of it is. We can only guess because we don't have the proper equipment set up where the lightning strike's going to happen. Wow, but hey, we figured out wheel and fire. You know, we're getting there. So yeah, you know, technologies are going to advance. They're going to advance. And I hope it happens before, you know, oh, I don't know. Let's see. Right now, I think everyone's talking about how Iran's going to nuke Israel. So if they nuke Israel, deplorable Hulk, it'll be a couple thousand years before they can rebuild that temple safely where people can live there. That could throw off Revelations for 1,000 or so years. Okay, and that's according to now. Go watch the news. Oh, everyone's going to nuke each other. You know, so, there's circumstances out there that throw off Revelations for a good 1,000 years. But in 1,000 years, you'd be right. You know, if what we do see on TV right now of Iran's going to nuke Israel and there's going to be nuclear war, well, shit, they're not going to have time to rebuild that temple and bring Revelation. So if a nuke hits in Israel on the Temple Mount, wow, that's going to evaporate the Temple Mount, and holy shit, no temple will be able to be built on a Temple Mount that no longer exists because a nuclear device was exploded over it. So obviously we know the news is lying to us now, or we don't believe God. Yeah, think about that one. LPPM. No, I haven't, Jace. Talk about it. I haven't spoke with Anderson in a while, James in a while. Last time I spoke with James was about a month ago. Oh, yes, Jay. Okay. Yes, no, I was actually talking about that. Who was that? Just yesterday I was talking with that. I believe, because I spoke with this guy in the platinum market down in South Africa. He was actually part of a mining company. He didn't want to tell me what mining company. And he was real excited about digital platinum. And from my buddy here, Gerald Draper, I haven't spoken with him about it yet, but I'm sure he'll be able to tell us how maybe they could digitalize the platinum they have left in their mines and possibly double, triple, or quadruple their profit margins and actually start making a profit off of those mines rather than losing money, which they have been for 13 years. Because he seemed real excited about the digital future of platinum, but I haven't explored it any more than that because I'm more focused on the physical platinum, the manipulation, the price control change, and the dynamic shift coming of that because of clean air metals and the price increase of clean air metals stock price that will happen because of everything I just mentioned. So I haven't really researched the digital platinum realm that the South African miners are looking at. I am aware of it. I have not looked into it. I would suggest looking into it. It sounds like it, with the excitement level that the guy, he was an office level guy in one of the companies in the mining, platinum mines of South Africa, mining companies. And he was really excited. And it sounded to me like he was expecting to make a lot of money off of it. So the only way I could see that happening is somehow they tokenize the platinum or something like that to where they can maximize profit margin and save maybe South Africa's financial ass. Because that's pretty much one of the few things that can save South Africa's finances is a digital economy. So it's good timing for them because Russia, India, China, and Brazil are not helping South Africa. And all of them are BRICS. Makes you wonder about the kumbaya of that community, huh? I most certainly will. Actually, I need to get back familiarized with what James is doing, talking about. He had a Ridgeback too. James Anderson, SD Bullion speakerhead. And I had one. That's why I was excited. We used to talk about our dogs. But They both died. His dog died, and so did mine. So. I will tell you why they sounded very alarmed, Jay. And I've mentioned this on the show. We have a 3-month supply above ground of platinum right now, the lowest in the history of above ground platinum availability for usage. 3-month supply. So if something happens in South Africa and they don't mine for 3 months, the world collapses economically. Is that, does that sound the level of excitement, alarm that they had in their voice? It should be. Because I mean, I'm laughing, but that's how close we're coming to fucking Stone Age, bro. Yeah, there's some going to be, the digital age isn't coming quick enough for South African platinum miners. Because their country totally fucked them. And so did China. Last I checked, they went from 3 cents up to 4.5 cents because another one of Ninja's mods, Pete Sasquatch, I had told him to research it, and he bought some, and he called me up and said, Neil, I'm up 50% on clean air metals. I was like, sweet. I think it fell back down to like 3.9 or something like that. He bought it at 3.5, but he's still up, and it's going to go up. As a matter of fact, let me check. Let me see. Let me check some shit out. Let me check some shiznits out here. Oh, yeah. No, it's up to 4.0. Yeah. I'll do a share screen here. I'm going to have to put this down. Sorry, guys. So I can see my screen that's visible to me. So I can get back to the live stream, and I can go here. I don't want you guys to see that. I will show you my computer. Share screen. Clean air stock. Share screen. Yeah, see, it's up to 4. So he's up 25% still. Yeah, and there you go. Plus 0.0025. So they're up 6.68% for the day. Actually, over the month, see they were up to 4, and it shows them going down to 4. So it must be like a 3.95 or a 4.001 or something like that. Let's go to 6 month. That looks crazy. Look at that. They went up to 5. So if you'd have bought down here at 3, you'd have had a chance to almost double your money right there. And now it's going back down, and it'll jump back up. It's a good stock to invest in right now because these are pennies. This is a half a penny. And if you look at, and we will, let me go to Impala. Hold on, wait. I got to stand up here. Impala stock chart. This is one of the larger. Oh, wow. They are actually doing good. This is one of the larger platinum miners. I think the second largest. And there we go. And now if you look at their stock, look at that. Look, and it was worse. See that? It gets worse. Ooh, check out that. See, so they were down at 4. I sold before it got down to here. So they're creeping back up. They're up at what, like 960, 970. So if you had have bought back here at the 6s, you'd be up. But let's go to 1 year, see how bad they look. Oh my goodness, look at that. $4.10, $4.83. Yeah, they were suffering back here during, oh man, were they suffering? Let's go 5 years, see what the 5 year looked like. Now see back here, they were doing okay. Let's see, that's 2023, mid 2023, but they started going down. Yeah, basically started 2023. Looks like it might be a cup and handle formation coming. But the problem with the platinum miners in South Africa, the one main problem they have is they're running out of platinum. They're mined down to 2,200 meters. They can't go much further without robots, or the vein is ending, 1 to 2. Because the heat down there, the cost to send a human being down there, fresh air, electricity, everything. I'll talk to you later, Mary. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, that's why I like clean air metals, because they have open pit mined down to 400 meters where the start of the platinum mine is. So literally, they're mining at 1 foot. They don't have to provide oxygen, extension cords, a elevator system, and all that infrastructure, and they can start pulling ore out without any of that infrastructure. So if you know anything about business, okay, you spend an hour sending 20 guys down a lift. You wasted 1 hour. You waste an hour pulling them back up. So you waste 2 hours a day just getting your men down to 2,200 meters. You got to turn on 17 or 18 generators to pump fresh air down there. Cool fresh air, because it's hot as hell. So you're wasting crap loads of money as these guys are going down. You're wasting a couple $1,000s an hour. And you take 1 hour to get your men down there before they can even start getting 1 ounce of platinum or to the elevator for that 1 hour trip back up. Or you invest in clean air metals, where they take their truck, they drive it down the open pit, they go to the mine, they start pulling ore out, put it in the back of the truck, drive it out. Which one do you think is going to be more profitable? Minus all the corruption, minus all the manipulation, minus everything, just based off of the fundamentals of the company and the mining of the product. Pretend the product's not platinum. It's just pretend it's a basic mineral that's everywhere in the world. And just look at the business advantageousness of the actual mining, fundamental mining of the product, and tell me that clean air metals isn't going to rock the Casbah. Then you add in all the other stuff on top of it, and then all of a sudden clean air metals looks like it's going to skyrocket. Because if you saw that Impala Mines was $9. $9 a share. Clean Air Metals is a platinum miner. 4 pennies a share. One's new, one's very old. And if you would have seen that chart, you'd have seen Impala was at like $40 20 years ago, 10 years ago. They were really up there because they were new back then. New. Clean Air Metals, new. $40 for 4 cents? What's that, 1,000x with dividends? Why wouldn't you buy any? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it's going to happen because that's how the stock market works. I mean, if you looked at Impala Mines when they first opened up, they were 4 cents too. And then what happened? They went up to $40, started paying $1 a dividend. I mean, you can make so much money off of Clean Air Metals if you just aren't wanting to make $1 million in 5 seconds off of a 50-cent purchase. You know, if you got some commonsensical investment strategy about you, you should buy several thousand shares of that because it's called residual income, especially if you're young. I'd buy fucking 10,000 shares because if they start freaking doing stuff like paying dividends of 10 cents a share, just 10 cents a share, right? And you have 10,000 shares. Those 10,000 shares cost you what, $400? And you're getting 10 cents a share on 10,000 shares. That gives you $1,000. So your first dividend payment paid for the stock that you bought at 4 cents and gives you $600 profit. For the rest of your life, it's free money, all for a $400 investment a couple of years ago. That sounds like a good investment strategy, personally, to me, for a small amount of income now. So yeah, I want to get 20,000 shares of it because that, you know, a 10 cent stock dividend pay for 10,000 shares is what, like $1,000. 10,000 shares cost me what, like $400. So I'll be making a profit for like 30 years that they're paying dividends. Plus the stock's going to go up to 40 something, if not more, with inflation going up. Because Impala, when they were at 40 share, and Impala Mines is the second largest platinum miner on the planet. When they were at $40 stock price, that was like 20 years ago. So inflation adjusted for now, they'd probably be at it would be like 50. So you can anticipate Clean Air Metals starting out new at the pennies per stock. Once they really start mining and producing money, they'll be up to $30, $40 per share, easy. Yeah, Gerald, that's why I told you to get some, brother. Gerald obviously bought some when I suggested that he do his own research and look into it. He was like, oh, yeah. And he's very happy with his purchase. Jay, as long as it's not for porn or stupid shit, I respect the mods to be mature. And yes, you can post anything. Just keep it tasteful, in good order of whatever we're talking about that you think is relevant. You're more than welcome to. Yes, sir. Thank you for asking. Yeah, yeah. I support James Anderson. He's a friend of mine. So yeah, put his show up there. Yeah, there you go. Again, this is not StreamYard, so I can't highlight that comment, but Jay just put a comment in for SD Bullion show, a YouTube show he does. I totally suggest you support SD Bullion. James Anderson. Is that James Anderson or the Filipino or the Indonesian guy? Ooh, that was one hell of a hit. Now, you guys, again, we're all adults. If you're a mod at my channel, you know what type of person I am. Be an adult, you can post things, relevant things, If you want, like, there's this one guy who was on my show, a new guy. He was a fucking forever Trump hater. I allowed him up on panel, but I told him rules. I said, be respectful and no bashing, all stuff. And the first things he was like, I was like, whoa, fuck, dude, I told you the rules beforehand. And I didn't even get it getting gone. He left himself. I was like, thank you, dude. But I guess he felt better because he came up and had his, 5 seconds of yelling at me, his feelings. And, don't do that. That's just asinine and very immature. And I know you guys won't do that. See, Gerald just said it right there, and he got 100,000. Gerald is going to be rocking the Casbah with that many shares of Clean Air Metal. Imagine 100,000 shares at $40 a share. What's that? $40 million? Wow. Now we're talking Warren Buffett types of investments. And now, let's see. Everyone does their own thing there, Black Watch. The world's got more than enough people and opinions for everyone to do their thing and have a following and a successful following. Right on, Jay. Thank you for yeah, the paper market destroys everything. I mean, the BTC folks totally fucked themselves when they allowed the paper derivative market to control BTC. And that's greed. Everyone thought it was going to be a good thing because they were greedy. And they were like, oh, more money. And they were right. It was more money. Just not for them. Yet they bought in on it. It's a hook, line, and sinker thing, paper market. Yeah, totally different statement there, Gerald, for sure. I'm gonna heat up my tea. It's kind of cold. What's up, Jin? Oh, there's Jin. Stole my seat. What's up, Jin? And there's another one. Boom, jumping in there. Uh-oh, there. We might have a fight. Well, we're get one. There you go. Now we got a little one on my lap. Yeah, there you go. You can see her over my knees. Yeah, Travis is a good man. I got him in my call log. He give good information out. Oh, by the way, that photo right there I took, and right there is a drop of water at the bottom of that apple, and at the bottom of that drop of water, you can see a reflection, inverted upside down, of me taking the picture. It's a cool picture. I used to be a professional photographer at one point in time in my life, and one of my old cameras is on that shelf right there in a little $1,800 Nikon. Had different lenses you could put on and all this other shit. This little girl's not going to be showing her face no more over the knees. She's closing her eyes, falling asleep. But yeah, anyhow, I just wanted to let you guys know that everything you're being told on TV pretty much is a lie. Everything's great. 6 months in, not even 6 months in, America has a surplus because of tariffs. Because why? Because tariffs are going to kill us and force us into slavery. If you're that stupid and believe that stuff, if you know history, you realize America survived 2 wars funded off of tariffs because we had no income tax. And the only reason we have income tax is because of the Federal Reserve. So if you want to get rid of income tax, we got to get rid of the Federal Reserve. Wow. Isn't the guy in power trying that? And here we are fighting him. How stupid are we? We are being so deceived with psyops. And we're letting our feelings and emotions get involved with commonsensical, long-term decision making. Let's support the dude. Okay? Trump's not on Epstein's list. If he was on Epstein's list, we would have known about it 8 years ago, and Hillary would have been president, because they would have used that information to keep him from being president. But they didn't have that information to keep him from being president and taking it from Hillary. Trust me, they would have used it. They used everything else, even come up with a lot of fake shit that cost a lot of people are going to go to jail now because they came up with fake shit because they couldn't come up with any real shit. It's called Russiagate. Comey and a couple others are going to jail over it. They're being federally investigated for the crimes right now. So why didn't they bring up Trump's Epstein connection then? Instead of manufacturing something that's going to send people to jail. Why not just tell the truth then? Come on. Let's use our brains. You know what I'm saying? I have, plural. I have. On his first term, he wanted to put Judy Sheldon in, and Congress overruled him and put in Powell. And the reason why Trump wanted Judy Sheldon is, well, hell, just watch some of her speeches. You'll find out why he wanted her. She's all about a gold standard. So, yeah, he talked about it. We can't be on a gold standard if we have a Federal Reserve. Why do you think he wants Powell to resign? Because he knows that the Federal Reserve is part of the imperialistic control of our country that's now ending. And it's now ending. That means the Federal Reserve is going to end. Mark my words, what's today? This day, July 13th, 2025, at 9:49 a.m. California time, Neil stated the Federal Reserve will go away and be abolished. It will. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen. It's already started. The fact that he wants to take away income tax. What funds the Federal Reserve? Taxes. Income taxes, to be specific. Because we never had income tax before we had the Federal Reserve. So income tax funds the Federal Reserve. So they don't get their funding from tariffs and taxes on foreign countries, or an external income tax does not fund the Federal Reserve. Only the income tax system funds the Federal Reserve. So if you end the funding of the Federal Reserve by ending income tax, what happens to the Federal Reserve? Does it stay afloat, not being funded? So if someone says they're going to get rid of income tax by proxy, they're saying they're going to get rid of the Fed. Words matter. That's why I like the Promethean Project, because they really break it on down and show you exactly what the hell you don't know and what you do not think about what actually is being said that you didn't hear. It's fucking cool. I love those old ladies. Oh yeah, no, they're totally Jeffro. Yeah. No, they're in balls deep in the felony zone. In the treason felony zone. They're all balls deep in that. Pretty much, Gerald. I mean, you guys, some of you guys will see it. The others will eventually see it. It'll be very blatant. Again, that's the reason why I brought this show up, because Fox News basically was telling you, we have a $27 billion surplus. You know, I did a show last night on Malay down in Argentina and how we're going to get to where we need to be. And in one day, less than 12 hours, another news program comes out called Fox News and says, hey, we have a surplus. Kind of sort of like following the stream I did last night. It's amazing. It's almost like I know what's coming. Yeah. Oh, no, deplorable. No, if you look at the statistics, he's deported like 500,000 people. And the funny thing is, along with those false numbers you got somewhere, there's some more false numbers. Obama deported more people in the first time period. 4 months of his second term, deported twice as many as Trump, and even Biden deported more people than Trump. So why are these fools crying about how few Trump's actually deported? Is it a psyops on your brain that you might be falling for? Yeah, no, Trump has deported about 500,000. But see, here's what they don't tell you that you will hear here on Neil's Han Dynasty. There are about 13,000 illegal immigrants self-deporting daily, which actually brings that number of 500,000 that's gotten a legal deportation to leave America, that have already left America in the first 4 months. It actually brings it up to like 1.5 million in the first 4 months because of the, or 2.5. The number's a shitload of high, because for the first time ever, by the way Trump is going about his deportations, he's saving us money. Because like I said, Obama had twice as many deportations, but yet when Obama did it, every one of them had to go to the courthouse. For them to go to the courthouse, we have to pay taxpayer dollars for the cops to be there, for the lights to be on, for the building, for the judge to be there, for the fucking everyone to be there. We got to pay for that, right? So actually Trump has deported only half as many with using taxpayer dollars doing the legal system. And because of the way he's doing it, the psychological bang he's getting for his buck, 5 times as many people, that's it. So they're 2.5 million. 5 times as many people have self-deported because they don't want to be caught up in the shit. So he's actually got rid of 2.5 times more people in the same period as Obama legally deported that cost us taxpayers dollars because of self-deportation, because of the manner that he's using to do the fewer deportations that he has done than Obama in the same time period. So he's getting better results with less money. That's a win. I mean, you just got to look at the big picture and the real numbers, not the lies that you see on TV. Even Fox, I've said this before, when you hear someone say, this is blah, 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 a Fox contributor. What's that actually mean, a Fox contributor? That means he says, hey, yo, Fox, I'm going to tell a story. Let me contribute to you. Okay, thanks, you Joe Blow. You contributed. Go tell your story. We'll introduce you as a contributor. That's what that means. Are they telling the truth? Yeah, sometimes they are. Most times, yeah, pretty much somewhere online. But they're still paying to talk about it. So once you realize that, you might get a better perspective on who not to listen to, and whatever bullshit they're talking about, know for a fact right off the bat, do your own damn research, because everyone's paid to talk. And that's to fuck you, to sidetrack you, to get you off point, to throw you off to the left, throw you off to the right, more importantly, throw you under the bus. while the greatest wealth transfer in the world is going on. Welcome to the great distraction. Don't get distracted. Make money. Yeah, no, the evil Israel. I think we're going to send another 100 trillion, billion, quadrillion, zillions. That's a lie. That's a lie. Deplorable. I don't want to dispute you on most of the things you're saying here. What I will say is check it out. And the they you're talking about is the Bidens, because Trump still hasn't got all his people there. Because why? Biden appointed judges are still stopping him. Well, how do we know that? Because Trump has to go to the Supreme Court to be able to do anything, which means he's actually not done anything yet. So how the fuck could it be his fault? Come on, think. Let's think. Let's put all their lies together and see if let's see if the whole fits in the circle that's a triangle on a quadruple wookababa. It's all fucking lies, man. Come on. They're not just lying about certain things and the rest of the stuff they're going to tell the truth about, because that's the way it works. No, the way it works is they're going to fucking lie to you, because this is the greatest wealth transfer in the history of the world that's going on right now. Has anyone on CNN, Fox, or anything told you, hey, look at the financing, brah, invest in this, make millions? No, they're telling you, buy. Kramer. Now, come on, guys. Fuck. Now's the time to be stupid and follow the status quo. Greatest wealth transfer in the world is going on in our lifetimes. I'm not up here to look pretty, because I'm not fucking pretty, and I don't wear makeup. I'm an ugly, four-eyed, freaking freaky iron worker. Here to tell you you're being lied to, and to try and bring you some truth so that you don't get screwed into permanent poverty, because the greatest wealth transfer in our lifetimes is happening right now. Did they tell you that as they were saying, oh, Trump had sex with a 13-year-old 72,000 million years ago? Oh, and we decided not to bring that up when we were trying to get him out of presidency the first time and get our girl Hillary in, because, well, we just made up that lie. Oh, sorry, didn't say that. Come on, man. Fuck. It's not time to be stupid, people. You're going to be fucking poor. Deplorable Huck. If you take everything that Trump says literally, don't come back to this channel, because you don't know what the fuck he's saying. You haven't been listening. You've been listening to CNN for the past 6 months, 8 years, 12 years, your whole life. I personally am stupid. I didn't even finish high school. And I hear Trump speak, and I hear what the fuck he's saying. Let me introduce you to a channel so they can wake you up. Hold on a second here. Let me go here. I'm going to put this in here just because you haven't been paying attention to my channel, obviously. So I'm going to wake you up here a little bit. Here we go. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of this, man. If you want to take his literal, he said he's going to sit on a plane. How can you sit in the air? Come on, motherfuckers. Really? Talk to these motherfuckers here. They've spent 50 years decoding the bullshit. Go listen to them and then say, well, he said, we said, they said, No, he didn't. Because what he said in between, the in-between words, those are the important ones. The other words are to throw the stupid people off. So they miss the greatest wealth transfer in history. And you're falling for it, dude. I hate to see it, but you need to quit. You're falling in the Nickle mindset with these sayings that you're saying, making me believe you still haven't got it. You still haven't woke up yet. Yeah, Trump's talking bullshit. Have you read The Art of War? Do you know what 5D chess is? All these things come into play when you talk him. Oh, he said, yeah, he's playing 5D chess. Oh, but that's not what that means. Now you're wasting my fucking time with bullshit. Oh, hold on, wait. Now you're accomplishing the mission of the democratic government controlled by the imperialists who have forced you into slavery economically. Wake the fuck up. That's not what I'm here for, baby. I'm here to wake you up on that thought process. You still believe that the imperialist control of our system is good and income tax is great, and we should keep the Federal Reserve and print. Because the only reason we're doing that is because it keeps us economic fucking slaves to the imperialists. That I just put down the Patagonia Action Works. Go look at them. They're old people. They've been doing it for a long time, longer than Neil even. That's why I like them. And there's more than one of them. So that way there's 4 or 5 of them that'll lie to you if you don't like what they're saying. But every bit of it's factual. And they'll break down the actual words that I had on my show just 2 days ago, where they said, well, China's our perceived enemy. That word shows the imperialistic control of our system, forcing us to think they've always been our enemy so that we spend the money a certain way so they can make the profit off of it. You got to wake up, man. This is the greatest wealth transfer in history in our lifetimes. Do you want the English to have it, or do you want to be American again? Because the way you're talking with all these points you're bringing up, it sounds like you want England to control us. You want income tax to go up. You want the Federal Reserve to print more money so that we will bankrupt ourselves and England will be the world power again. Do you know that Russia does not want that to happen because they sold us Alaska to prevent that from happening? I also did a video on that. And if you watched it, you would understand. And you should be able to put all this stuff together and you wouldn't be asking these questions and saying these things, bro. I mean, I don't know if you need to be on this channel with the questions you're asking and things you're saying. You need to watch my show and realize I know that's bullshit. If you don't realize that's bullshit, you need to go find out it's bullshit. Because if I haven't convinced you, you don't need to be here. I am here convincing people it's bullshit and bringing facts to the table saying it's bullshit. I don't need to keep saying, no, CNN's wrong. No, I'll do a 24/7 channel. News stations are wrong. News stations are wrong. News stations are wrong. And anytime they say something to you, you can click on that channel and hear news stations are wrong. Because this channel is going to be bringing you stuff like invest in platinum, when even Rick Rule, the world leading god of investment opportunity, wasn't talking about it because I had to tell him about it. Okay, I know what the hell I'm talking about. That's why I open my mouth. I don't talk about crocheting because I don't know shit about crocheting. I don't talk about how to make a freaking remote control because I don't know shit about making remote controls. I don't talk about how to make crackers because I don't know how to make crackers. What I talk about, I know. That's why I talk about it. That's why I'm right all the time. The key to being right all the time is don't talk about shit you don't know. Fucking first grade, I learned that, man. What do they teach you shit in kids in America? And my mom told me, if you don't know, shut the fuck up. Yes, mom. Okay. So I learned. So that way when she told me shut the fuck up, I'll be like, nah, mom, I know what I'm talking about. Because that's the kind of asshole I was growing up. I know what I'm talking about. I told my mama when I was in first grade. I got kicked out of second grade because I proved my second grade teacher wrong. And they didn't like it. And they said, well, instead of having a disruptive, intelligent person in our school, let's keep the teacher and tell the kid to leave. And I left. 1974. That's how they treated smart kids who were poor. I've been on top of this shit since fucking Carter fucking allowed the Forest Service payment to come out of the Social Security Administration funds, taking away my fucking Social Security all the way back in 1979. What were we talking about in 1979? Who knew that Carter did that to balance the budget and to fuck Reagan before he got in office? Anyone remember that? I do. I met Reagan personally when I was in 7th grade. Shook his fucking hand at Pensacola Airport. I know what I'm talking about, bro. I appreciate everyone telling me stupid shit and telling me I'm wrong, but if you're going to consistently say stupid shit, tell me I'm wrong, you don't need to be here. Because I don't say stupid shit, and I'm pretty much not always wrong. I'm pretty much more right than wrong. So when I tell you, when Trump said the golden age is upon us, trust me, it is. How to get there? Well, you step in $1 billion cash. No, when the fuck has that ever happened in history? Bad times come first. You wash out the bullshit. You know, the swamp. Shit. Move. Good times come. It's not, oh, he said good times. I expect to wake up with $1 billion check tomorrow. Fucking, where's reality? Where's reality kick into this one? You want a house? You got to cut down the trees and till the field and flatten the fucking thing and then build the house and you'll have a great house. You don't just say, I want a house and boom, God teleports one down to you in the perfect environment. The golden times are upon us. Like William, one of my guys, that one of my subscribers is talking about a division of Rolls-Royce. Invest in it like 3 years ago. He's up 1,300%. You think he's in the golden times? Up 1,300%. What's gold done? What's Bitcoin done? What's anything else done? 1,300% in 3 years. Ain't nothing done that. He's in the golden times. You're not. I'm not. So what is the golden times? So if everyone's going to be in the golden times, dramatic change is going to happen. What happens when rich people lose money and power? Oh, they party and they give away money and they don't fucking take it. They don't get revenge and fuck shit up. Oh, no, wait, they do. That's where the bad times come before the good times. Because the bad people, the swamp that's getting shit pushed out of our way to make the good times happen, they're getting pissed and they're throwing fucking. You think Soros is fucking just sitting back and fucking counting the rest of his money? No, man, he's still got to give it up to fucking BML supporters to keep them in line. Because if he doesn't give them money, they're not going to be no BML supporters. Because why? There never really was a BLM. It was all paid for by 1-2 people, backed by the English government, imperialist, controlling the Democratic Party, and thus eventually the Republican Party. Now we call it the Uniparty. And we all know this. And we're still fighting ourselves to be free because we're that stupid. I'm trying to wake people up. That's why I say go to the, I'll put it down there again, man. Just make sure in case you missed it the first time. Check out those people. You don't believe me because I'm a dumbass. There's some older ladies there. They're like fucking twice my age, and they're even stupider than me. Check them out. They give you facts. They'll tell you when Trump says, "Is the was whiz." Oh, this is exactly what he said. You heard bullshit that the news told you, but these words here that they must have edited out because you didn't hear them. They'll point them out to you and say, "This is what it actually means." What do you mean perceived enemies? China's not a perceived enemy. They are the enemy. No, they're not. They're the perceived enemy. To the English, they are the enemy. To the English proxies, they are the enemy. To America, they are not the enemy. They're perceived enemy because we are no longer their proxy. What's that mean? Imperialistic control. What do you think Vietnam was? Tell me what Vietnam was, and don't use the word war because that's a lie. Vietnam was not a war. Korea was not a war. That's the fucking imperialist lie they teach you in school and they put it down. It's a fucking lie. Did Congress declare war on Vietnam or Korea? Well, then how the hell did we spend money and kill people? Oh, check this out. NATO police action. So we were the police of the world. Yeah, so you're not a veteran of a war. You're a veteran of the UN if you went to Vietnam and Korea. And that sucks because I'm an American veteran myself and I fucking hate saying that. But that's the facts. Because we took Korea over. Or no, we took Vietnam over. Oh, now my facts are wrong. We took one of the two of them over. It was actually a French were over there fighting them. And they were losing too much money and too many men. And England was still making money off that war and they wanted it continued. So they bribed a couple of our politicians, got us up on that. Why do you think we had so many protests over the Vietnam War being bad and wrong? The imperialistic had us as a proxy war, killing our men, and they were making money. Same thing happened in Korea. Now, if you want to know what a war declared by Congress looks like, look at 91. That was a war declared by Congress. I know. I was in it. The only reason I was in it was declared by Congress a war. Otherwise, they couldn't have called me back for a police action. I know my legal rights. Trust me. I signed the contract, not you. I signed it. I read the contract. I know they couldn't call me back unless it was a declared war by Congress, because anything that's not declared by Congress is not an American war to be funded by taxpayer dollars. So why did we have Vietnam and Korea? Imperialistic control of our financial system that we didn't even recognize. Go watch the Patagonia Action people. They'll break it on down for you on how what you think is wrong and what really is. And then when in words, in writing that you can see that Trump wrote down in his speeches, because he just doesn't speak. They're written down. Look at that cat. She's fixing to get in trouble. And you read the words and he'll use words like, oh, our perceived enemies. Those words have never been used before by a president because the presidents have always been controlled by the imperialists. That means that we actually finally got American sovereignty, because you don't have sovereignty if you don't control your money. And we have not controlled our own money since 1913. It's been controlled by England. Why do you think we have inflation? Why do you think we have debt? Why do you think we have Americans on the fucking street right now? Because England don't give a fuck. They control our money. They have for a long time. I'm looking to break that. I'm going to help the Patagonia Project and help people break that. And that's how that works. And anyhow, I just started this show because it was so great that everyone who thinks that we're not going in the right direction, Trump's an idiot, tax and tariffs are fucked up, we're going to kill the middle class, we're going to throw people out of their houses because of tariffs. I got bad news for all of you. We have a $27 billion surplus this month. First time in over 10 years because of tariffs. And the price of goods and services hasn't gone up. Everyone was wrong. Nickle. This is Neil talking to Nickle specifically. I know he won't be watching this. You were dead wrong. Like I told you you would be. You should listen to me, Nickle. Listen to Gerald. You might be right a little bit more. Anyhow, that's my making fun of Nickle's stance. I love being right. Deplorable. Your future vision, I feel sorry for you. I see why you're having health issues. Unhealthy people are unhealthy because things aren't working right in their life somewhere. It's just like plants. If you have a healthy plant, it's because it's got good root system, good sun, everything's working right. Your thought process is messed up and you're believing things and telling me things that they're based off of lie numbers, man. Don't get worked over it. That last statement you made, yeah, sure. This is say, even if they start deporting 500 quadrillion zillion, yeah. But see, now, if they do start deporting 10,000, what you don't realize is that means 50,000 people are leaving a day, which 5 times is that number, because CNN doesn't tell you that over 5 times the people are self-deporting because of the way Trump is going about the forced deportations that you see on your TV screen with all the cops and their guns going around killing Americans, getting them out, you know, the evil white boy in charge, doing all this evil stuff. He only spent that much money of what Obama spent in the same time, and he has already got 5 times more people out of this country. God, he's smart. And if you could only think like a smart person and put it together and get all the facts of how many have self-deported because they don't want to have a gun shoved in their face. And he's only gone off of people. He's only specifically gone after people that have warrants for their arrest. And did you know just yesterday, day before yesterday in California, ICE raided a weed farm that had 10 babies of the 300,000 babies that are missing. 10 of those babies were being forced into labor. And Trump saved them. He saved 10 of the babies that were at a democratically controlled weed shop. And they had no adults around them. They were like almost in cages. Where's the crying, brah? Where's the screaming of Newsom's allowing immigrants' children to be forced away from their parents into a work zone around weed that the DEA and ICE had to free? It happened in real life yesterday, bro. Wow. So now there's only 299,990 kids missing because ICE found 10 of them working at a weed plant because they did their deportations. Go America, man. We're succeeding. We're finding the children that are missing. Let's be happy. Let's not talk about the, even if you only towards 10,000, we shouldn't even try. Let the 300,000 kids die in their slave labor camps. Come on, man. Go watch Nickle's show. He needs 2 more subscribers. Anyhow, I'm going to let you guys go. I got to figure out how to end this stream here. I might have to put this down. Yep, there we go. Sorry, I don't want you to see that because I'm not Nickle. I'd rather you see the sky because we're going upward, people. Most of us. Talk to you later.